Today I messed up by letting my pregnant wife find out what submarines are really all about. She's 38 weeks along with our second kid, hormones completely off the charts, and Saturday morning had been going perfectly. I'd made myself coffee, brewed her decaf tea, and we were both on the couch in our pajamas watching a What To documentary. She wasn't paying attention at first, just scrolling her phone. Then she set it down and started actually listening. A few minutes in, the narrator starts explaining how submarines would silently stalk enemy ships and fire torpedoes to sink them. I glanced over and she had this confused look on her face, like she was doing math in her head. Then she goes, "Wait, submarines aren't just for like exploring the ocean and stuff?" I said, "No, babe, they're warships, literally designed to destroy other ships without ever being seen." She stared at the screen for a long second, then her face completely crumpled. She starts full-on crying, tears running down both cheeks, and through the sobs she gets out. But the whole time I thought they were just little guys down there looking at fish. I turned off the TV. I told her, yeah, sometimes they do look at fish. She sniffled and said, "You're just saying that to make me feel better." I was not remotely prepared for this conversation at 7 in the morning, and I want to be clear, my wife is not a naive person. She has a master's degree, speaks 2 languages, and once corrected a doctor mid-sentence about her own blood work and was right. She reads research papers for fun, while I'm still struggling to get through the back of a cereal box. So when I tell you, she had a complete emotional breakdown over the military history of submarines, nothing in my 7 years of marriage could have prepared me for it. It actually started the night before, which I should have paid more attention to. We were lying in bed and she asked me out of nowhere, "Do you think deep-sea creatures ever get lonely?" I said probably not. They don't really have the brain capacity for loneliness. She got quiet for a second and said, "That's actually sadder. I should have known then." The pregnancy had taken her to a completely different emotional time zone, and I was still operating on regular human time. So Saturday morning, I'm watching this documentary about U-boat campaigns in the Atlantic. Really well made. Lots of archival footage. She comes downstairs in her robe, settles onto the couch, and I hand her the tea I'd already made. I think this is a perfect Saturday. Our toddler is still asleep upstairs. The new baby isn't here yet, and we're just sitting together watching TV like 2 normal people. For the first 15 minutes, she's half on her phone looking up nursery organization hacks, whatever she'd been obsessed with that week. Then the documentary shifts into a long segment about torpedo attacks. The narrator's voice drops into that serious documentary tone and starts describing how a submarine crew would identify a target, go completely silent, and fire. That's when I noticed she's put her phone fully face down on her knee. She's watching, really watching. I didn't think much of it. Then she goes, "So wait, these are military submarines?" I said, "Yeah, WW2, German U-boats, the most feared weapons in the entire Atlantic." She goes quiet. The documentary shows grainy footage of ships going down, and I can hear her breathing change next to me. Then quietly she asks, "So submarines have always been like this? They were never just for looking at things underwater?" I realize I should tread carefully, but I don't understand yet how badly I'm about to lose this conversation, so I just answer honestly, yeah. The first submarines were designed purely for combat. The exploration stuff came much later. She turns and looks at me with an expression of genuine grief, like I told her something irreversible about the world. She says, "I have spent my entire life thinking submarines were these peaceful little vessels exploring the ocean floor and looking at whales." Her voice cracks on the word whales. Then the tears start. Not little tears, full tears. She puts her mug down on the coffee table, pulls her robe tighter around herself, and says between sniffles, "So the whole time, all of history, they were just down there hunting people." I said, "Well, yes, essentially." She covers her face with both hands and goes, "I thought they were just little guys looking at fish." I turned off the TV. I pulled her close and told her that plenty of submarines today are research vessels, and they absolutely look at sea life all the time. She looked up at me, eyes red, and said, "You're just saying that." I told her I wasn't. She said, "Promise me right now that the submarine in that SpongeBob episode was never used to hurt anyone." I had absolutely nothing to say to that. I just held her and told her the fish were fine. She cried for another 4 minutes. Then our toddler came downstairs, looked at his sobbing mother, and looked at me. I mouthed the word submarines at him. He's 2.5. He had absolutely no idea what I was talking about. Neither did I, honestly. Neither did I.